that I know you've all been waiting for.
Oh, yes.
Dog of the Week, where each programme we try and help to get a dog rehomed. The adorable Mowgli is less than a year old and has already had a tough start to life, having been rescued by the Dogs and Homes rescue team in Portugal before being placed with a foster family over here. He's been described as an absolute sweetheart who loves to be affectionate and has lots of cuddles to give. I'm joined now by Gary Baxter from Dogs and Homes Rescue. Hey, Gary, how you doing, mate?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So please tell us some of these great things about Mowgli here.
Mowgli, he's a fantastic dog. We fostered him when he first came over back in May. He's now in foster with a family locally. We've got another one of our dogs. His only downside is his meet and greet. He's a little bit shy of strangers, so he tends to bark when he first sees someone. After that, when you've got to know him, he's very loyal. He's very affectionate. He's good off lead. He's house trained. He's an absolute superstar.
And do you know anything about his history or what kind of breed he is?
We think he's probably a Portuguese cattle dog. He's got all the traits of that. We've never seen either parent. He was found at 8 weeks old in the Algarve, all alone, and he was taken into foster by our team in Portugal before he came to us.
Usual dogs being bought across border. I didn't know that was something that really happened. Why has he not stayed in Portugal? Or do they like dogs less than us or something? I'm not trying to sort of to offend any Portuguese who are watching.
They have so many unwanted pregnancies. So there's a lot of abandoned litters in Portugal. A few weeks ago, our ladies were out and they found 22 puppies in one day. And that was from 3 litters. So, you know, the numbers out there are just huge.
And tell us about Mowgli. Does he have a lot of energy? He looks like a very friendly dog.
He's got a reasonable amount of energy. He loves to play with other dogs. But for the most part, he's actually very calm. He's not like a super excited dog. He loves to chill out. But equally, you know, when there's play to be had, he'll quite happily engage people or other dogs in play.
Obedient, can I ask? Because do you have a trouble, you know, because he's from Portugal, does he have a problem with the language now that he's come over here?
No, he doesn't. Our ladies who rescued in Portugal are actually Dutch, so he's multilingual. And in fact, he's in foster with a family here who speak Portuguese and German. So, no, he's totally multilingual, is Mowgli.
And Gary, I want to talk about something quite seriously. I mean, you've actually just come back from Ukraine, is that right? And you've been helping abandoned cats and dogs over there. How was that?
Yes, I got involved with Ukraine shortly after the start of the war, trying to give advice to refugees coming into the UK with their pets. I'm fairly uniquely placed insofar that we get donations on a regular basis that we would normally send to our ladies in Portugal. But since the war started, I've diverted that, and I'm really proud that Dogs and Homes, up until recently, have now managed to get in 60 tons of food to Ukraine. At the beginning of July, I went out there, met up with an international team of vet techs and vets. We went to Kyiv. We went to a shelter which was under 30 miles from the Belarus-Russian border, where they had 3,000 dogs and 200 cats. And we started vaccinating and chipping a number of the dogs in Kyiv and the surrounding towns and microchipping them. But the best part of what we were trying to do is we were trying to microchip the dogs, put their photographs up onto a portal, which we're building. And then when the refugees, or I should say the people return to their homeland, we want to be in a position where we're going to try and repatriate people with their pets.
That's amazing.
That's
well, thank you so much for that. That sounds incredible that you're doing that. And quickly just tell us, how do we adopt Mowgli there?
So if people go onto our website, dogsandhomes.org.uk, they'll see Mowgli's profile, and they're going to find profiles of other dogs that are looking for homes as well. Click on any of the links there and you'll get to our adoption form, fill that out, and then one of our adoption team will get back to you to take you through the next steps.
Brilliant. Well, thank you. That's a very handsome dog. I'm still not getting a dog. Anyway.
Do you mind if I make a point very quickly?
Please.
Because what he's doing is incredibly important. And I'll tell you the reason. I send aid to Ukraine myself. The biggest week we had, we sent £250,000 worth of stuff over. Loads of people have been drafted in, as your guest will say. One of the problems that we've tended to find is where these pets are left on their own with no food, they become so desperate that where there have been cases of genocide and people killed, they can start interfering with the bodies.
Oh, I can understand
And so from a bereaved family's point of view, it's not just about the dogs and cats, it's also about the people that have died as well.
Yes, it is. And it's a wonderful thing, because remember when it happened in Afghanistan, people were leaving, and there was a bit of a hoo-ha, wasn't there, about bringing the dogs, but they had to leave the dogs there.
But what people will forget is they'll think to themselves that dog food and cat food is not important, but even if you're not an animal lover, it's hugely important.
Yeah.
All right, well, now for Judge Josh, where I lord it up and preside